In the annals of history, certain names echo through the ages, whispered both in fear and fascination. These names are more than mere words. They are symbols of the unknown, the mysterious, and the dark corners of human imagination. Dracula, a name synonymous with darkness, with the supernatural, with the terrifying allure of the vampire. It conjures images of moonlit nights, shadowy figures, and an insatiable thirst for blood. But behind the legend, behind the fangs and the cape, lies a story woven from history, literature, and the power of the human imagination. This tale is not just about a monster, but about the fears and desires that have haunted humanity for centuries. Our journey takes us back centuries to the misty Carpathian mountains of Transylvania, a region steeped in folklore and superstition. Here, the line between reality and myth blurs, creating fertile ground for stories that transcend time. Here, amidst the ancient forests and towering castles, the legend of Dracula was born. It is a place where history and legend intertwine, giving birth to tales that continue to captivate our imaginations. Join me as we peel back the layers of myth and reality to uncover the man behind the monster, the history behind the horror, and the enduring legacy of a name that continues to captivate and chill us to this day. Together, we will explore the origins, the transformations, and the lasting impact of Dracula on our culture and psyche. The roots of the Dracula legend can be traced back to a real historical figure, Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, better known as Vlad the Impaler. His life and actions have inspired countless stories and myths over the centuries. Vlad III was born in 1431 in Sighisoara, Transylvania, a region steeped in history and mystery. This medieval town, with its cobblestone streets and ancient buildings, still echoes the tales of its past. It was a time of great political turmoil in the region, with constant battles for power and territory shaping the landscape of medieval Europe. Vlad's ruthlessness as a ruler, particularly his penchant for impaling his enemies, earned him a reputation for cruelty that spread throughout Europe. His methods were not just about punishment, but also served as a grim warning to others. His preferred method of execution, impalement, was as brutal as it was effective, instilling fear and dread in the hearts of his adversaries. Victims were left to die a slow and agonizing death, their suffering serving as a stark reminder of Vlad's power and authority. While Vlad's cruelty was undoubtedly real, it's important to note that historical accounts of his reign are often contradictory and filled with bias. Many stories were likely exaggerated by his enemies to tarnish his legacy. These exaggerated tales of his brutality only added to his fearsome reputation, making him a figure of both historical and mythical significance. Nevertheless, Vlad, the Impaler's reputation as a ruthless and bloodthirsty tyrant cemented his place in history, ensuring that his name would be remembered for generations. This dark legacy provided fertile ground for the vampire legend to take root, blending historical fact with supernatural fiction to create the enduring myth of Dracula.
Centuries after the reign of Vlad the Impaler, the legend of Dracula found new life in the imagination of Irish author Bram Stoker. Stoker, fascinated by the dark tales and eerie landscapes of Eastern Europe, wove these elements into his own creation. Published in 1897, Stoker's Gothic horror novel Dracula introduced the world to the now iconic vampire Count Dracula. The novel's release marked a significant moment in literary history, as it brought the vampire myth into mainstream culture. Stoker drew inspiration from various sources, including Vlad the Impaler's historical reputation and existing vampire folklore. He meticulously researched the legends and myths, blending them with his own vivid imagination to create a story that was both terrifying and captivating. His Count Dracula, however, was more than just a bloodthirsty monster. Stoker's creation was a sophisticated and enigmatic character, a figure who could charm and terrify in equal measure. He was a complex and alluring figure, a charismatic predator who preyed on the innocent and embodied both seduction and terror. This duality made Dracula a compelling character, one who could evoke both fear and fascination. Dracula was an instant success, captivating readers with its chilling atmosphere suspenseful plot, and unforgettable characters. The novel's ability to evoke a sense of dread and anticipation kept readers on the edge of their seats. The novel's epistolary format, told through letters, diary entries, and newspaper clippings, added to its realism and heightened the sense of dread. This unique storytelling method allowed readers to experience the horror from multiple perspectives. With Dracula, Bram Stoker not only breathed new life into the vampire myth, but also created a literary icon whose influence would extend far beyond the pages of his novel. The character of Dracula has since become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring countless adaptations in film, television, and literature.